so fucking... And then it'd be like, oh, lol, you just sound like a boomer. What? No, I just mean that... yes. Master Cup. So, the point is that people that start with Tekken 7, they love the game, right? So they don't like if anybody says anything about it that is negative. Then you just sound like a boomer. You know, they just don't want to listen to that shit. And then they think that, oh, you didn't have Tekken World Tour, so that means that everybody was shit. There's too much shit that they just like falsely try to pinpoint. Not everybody, but enough people. So it becomes like, no, this is the only Tekken that matters. Every other Tekken was shit. Now we have Tekken World Tour. Now we have this. Now we have that. And it's like, yeah, but we had dozens of tournaments even before Tekken World Tour. That really mattered. So the thing that happened then is that you could keep track of, for example, if a player was in a slump because he didn't perform well in a couple of tournaments, or if some player was dominant and started winning every single tournament, you know. Because those big tournaments, for the most part, they are very rarely, you know, on the same weekend. Sometimes they've done that, but then it's like due to, you know, lack of communication. So it became like, oh, should I go to this tournament or should I go to that tournament? And then usually it became that all the good players went to the other tournament because that's where all the other good players were. So one of the tournaments got fucked up. But... so EVO for me, historically, when all the other tournaments have been equally good, is that they want to say that, oh, EVO is the shit. And it's like, yeah, of course, Americans want to believe EVO is the shit. But if we just look at how many Koreans that are top quality players that can't go to EVO, right? And now we have even, you know, it was the EVO that Arslan won. He was the only guy from Pakistan, right? So that's why I really give a shit way more about the tournaments that are in Korea or Japan. Because we're gonna have way more killers from Korea or Japan that can manage to travel there. It's the same top players in America that plays every single time. Right? And most of them have sponsors of some sort, etc. So... playing in a tournament where it's the same fucking bracket fodder. Yeah, I know. Now it's EVO Japan as well. It wasn't always the case. Are you from America? But like, it's the same bracket fodder in the American tournaments. You know? And it's the same players that are placing in the top in America. So maybe it would be more interested to see like, okay, how do these top American players do versus all the people that are living in Japan and Korea? Why? Why should it have... Why should it have more prestige? No, it wasn't only one or two. But so yeah, like EVO, it's just like arrogance and hubris that, oh, world champion. Okay, shouldn't world champion be, you know, crowned in a tournament where you have the toughest competition? But international presence, what does that mean? Do you know what they call non-Koreans in StarCraft 2, Sly? Do you know the term that everybody using when you're a non-Korean, but you play StarCraft 2 and even StarCraft Brood War? No, non-Koreans. I'm meaning, you know, that you're not from Korea. Okay. Everybody who's not a Korean, so for example, Scarlet in StarCraft 2, she's considered to be a foreigner. You call everybody who's good at the game that is competing versus the Koreans a foreigner. Because all the best players are from South Korea. So everybody who can compete with them, they are considered to be the foreigners. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The thing is, like, I don't give a shit when it comes. Like, I don't consider that the playing in EVO it's the hardest tournament. The thing is that it's very unforgiving, so that's why it's hard. But Super Battle Opera SBO in Tekken 5.0 was best of 1. Yeah, of course. Like, if EVO was held in an area where more of the top people around the planet could go, it would be more prestigious. Or if we would make it so that, for example, that we know that they have really, really good players in South America, right? We know they have good players in Pakistan. We know that there are good players in Korea and Japan. So if you want to make like a really, really good tournament, like the most prestigious one would be like our invitational 64 players. But just EVO in itself and saying like you're world champion, when there's like, I don't think anybody believes that an American player is currently the best Tekken player on the planet, right? The best Tekken players on the planet are either gonna be in Japan, Korea, or Pakistan. And the people that are playing versus that guy are gonna be really, really good as well. So that's the reason why I don't consider like EVO to declare anybody who's the best. EVO is one tournament. To be considered the best, you need to be consistent.